The Weed of the Week is sponsored by the Enlist Weed Control System from Dow AgroSciences, a new herbicide and trait system that will build on glyphosate.
Farming isn't just in the land, it's in you. Take control of weeds like never before. Enlist builds on the Roundup Ready system, combining proven control of a new 2,4-D and glyphosate in Enlist Duo herbicide. Protect what matters without changing the way you farm. Talk to your seed or crop protection supplier today.
Is prickly lettuce, sometimes known as China lettuce.
All right, so this prickly lettuce, it's an annual weed, or is it? The problem with prickly lettuce, it's usually a winter annual. It also could be a biennial. All I know is the biggest challenge we have with prickly lettuce is it's big by the time we get out there either to do a burn down or our first in-crop spray, especially in corn and soybeans.
All right, so to identify it, one of the key things that I look at prickly lettuce is if you break the stem or you break one of the leaves, you're going to have some milk, kind of like a milkweed inside the plant. The other thing is the leaves are attached directly to the stem with no petioles on the lower parts of the plant. So when you look at those leaves, if you see them just hooking right up to the stem, and then when you break them off, you've got milk, chances are you're probably looking at prickly lettuce.
The flowers are yellow with a blue stripe on the underside. And let's get into control just a little bit. In corn, it's relatively easy. We like Verdict the best down, post-emerge. I personally like Status. The other products just aren't great on it. They have some activity, but they're not great.
You say it's easy to control because the number one option really does a good job. But let's just say that you really like Callisto, for example, and you have some prickly lettuce. Well, you may wipe out all the other weeds out there, but it's just not great.
Well, yeah, it's not. But
so if this is your primary weed, you really have to be selective.
Yeah, but when this is almost always a winter annual or biennial, then I'm not that worried about my post killer anyway. I'm much more concerned about the burn down, the tillage I do, or just the pre-emerge herbicide I use, and that's why I would say Verdict's probably your best bet pre.
All right, let's look at wheat. I like Sharpen Down. That's your best bet for burn down and also a little bit of residual. In crop, Husky and Wide Match can both do a decent job. I personally like the Wide Match just a little bit better for getting prickly lettuce.
Well, let's face it though, neither one of them is outstanding, but the good news in wheat is you get that burn down at least fairly well, and then the wheat's going to choke it out. Let's go to soybeans.
All right, in soybeans, I really like our 3 pre-program for almost any weed that you can think of. My favorite product for pre-emerge use with prickly lettuce control in soybeans is Authority MTZ. I've got Authority and I've got Sencor, so I'm kind of cheating. I've got 2 different products in there, but it works pretty good. And then by far, the best option post-emerge is Roundup. So if you have Roundup Ready soybeans, that's going to be the best thing. In Liberty Link soybeans, Liberty can work as well. You just have to have good coverage and spray it fairly early.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's Weed of the Week prickly lettuce, but stay tuned. Iron Talk is coming up next.